This week carries a very unique energy. It's a space where clarity and confusion can coexist. And your role is not to eliminate the uncertainty, but to learn how to move while it's still there. At the beginning of the week, the Sun meets Neptune, and Neptune dissolves boundaries. It heightens intuition, sensitivity, and spiritual awareness. But it can also blur direction. So you may find yourself feeling more emotional than usual, more reflective, or unsure about what your next step should be. And this is where many people disconnect from their path, because we've been conditioned to believe that we need clarity before we take action. But this week is teaching something very different. The Torah portion this week is Tzav. And in Tzav, there is a very specific instruction. The fire on the altar must be kept burning at all times. Not only when it's visible, not only when there is results, but continuously, even through the night. And this is the deeper message of this week. You're not being asked to have everything figured out. You are being asked to stay connected to what is already alive within you, to tend to it, to protect it, to continue showing up for it, even if the full vision hasn't revealed itself yet. Because right after this Neptune energy, we have movement. Mars forms a trine to Jupiter, and this brings opportunity. It brings expansion, support, and the sense that something can begin to move forward. But then, a few days later, the Sun meets Saturn in Aries, and Saturn changes the tone completely. Saturn asks, will you stay consistent even when it requires effort? Will you take responsibility for your path even when it's not being externally validated? This is where the real work begins, because inspiration can come and go, but discipline is what creates momentum. And this is why this week is so powerful. It's not just about feeling connected to your purpose. It's about grounding that connection into action. Even small actions, even imperfect actions. Because when Neptune and Saturn work together, you get something very rare. You get the ability to take a vision and begin to build it in reality. But there is another layer to this week, a more personal one. Venus meets Chiron in Aries, and this can bring up wounds around self-worth, around visibility, around the fear of not being received. You may notice thoughts like, what if I put myself out there and it doesn't work? Or what if I'm not ready yet? And this is where the healing is asking to happen, not by waiting to feel fully confident, but by choosing to show up anyways. This is the fire of Tzav, not just passion, not just inspiration, but devotion. The willingness to keep going, even when parts of you feel uncertain. So if you're feeling this tension this week between wanting clarity and needing to move forward, know that you are exactly where you're meant to be. And instead of asking, what is the full plan? Try asking, what is the next step I can take while staying connected to myself? Because that's how momentum is built. Not all at once, but step by step. So take a moment and reflect. What is the fire I am being asked to keep alive right now? Where am I waiting for certainty instead of taking aligned action? And where is my healing directly connected to my willingness to be seen? You don't need the entire path. You just need to stay with the fire. And if you are in a moment of transition, if you feel like something is shifting but not fully clear yet, this is exactly what I work with in my astrology focus sessions. We look at your chart, your current transits, and help you understand what is unfolding, what is being asked of you, and how to move forward with clarity and alignment. I've opened a few spots for the coming weeks, and you can book through the link in the description below. Keep the fire burning even when the path is still forming. That's where transformation begins.